Hey guys, so in this video we are going to take a look at the new and improved 2020 MacBook Air. Starts at $999. With a student ID you can get it for $899, and we're going to compare it against what I view as its two biggest PC competitors, the Dell XPS 13-inch and the Razer Blade Stealth 13-inch. So taking a look at the MacBook Air, so base config, an Intel 10th Gen i3, 256 gig SSD, and 8 gigs of RAM. So going into a little bit more detail, 2560 by 1600 Retina display, so that has not changed. More color accuracy, I would say better software utilization, but the display is still 2560 by 1600. We also get the new and improved scissor switch keyboard rather than the butterfly keyboard, and upward firing speakers. So good improvements there for sure. We also get Touch ID. Of course, new and improved Apple security chips, and Apple has been known for security, and Thunderbolt 3. So you got two Thunderbolt 3 ports as well as an audio jack on the other side. Taking a look at the tech specs, if it was me, my base configuration for the system would be the 1299 version. So that upgrades you to the 10th Gen i5, so quad core, and a 512 gig SSD. So you still have your 8 gigs of RAM, 11 hours of battery life, 50 watt-hour battery, 2.8 pounds. So extremely light, as said by the name, the MacBook Air. And of course, the two Thunderbolt 3 can support two 4K monitors. So doubtful that it's going to be used in that situation. I would say the laptop's much more tailored for content creation, content consumption, number crunching, daily productivity, less so rendering, things of that nature. So pretty typical in terms of design. Still the aluminum chassis, everything good there. The design is really, really sleek, really nice, as is custom with Apple. So if you're used to the macOS ecosystem, this would be the direction I would go. If you're more of a creative type, that's sort of your area of expertise. That's of course where Apple markets their devices, and this would be the perfect option. However, if you are more PC oriented, you like the Windows environment, there are a couple options there as well. So now taking a look at the PC side of things, if we take a look at the Dell XPS 13, so for the same exact price point, $1299, which gets you the i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 512 gig SSD on the MacBook Air, with your XPS 13-inch, again, 10th Gen i5, so same specs there, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 512 gig SSD. The only difference is you have a 13-inch 1920 by 1200 display, so still full HD, but nowhere near the resolution quality of the 2560 by 1600 panel that comes on the MacBook Air. And of course with Windows 10, I believe you get Face ID unlock, and with this laptop, same exact port layout exactly as the MacBook Air. So you got two Thunderbolt 3 as well as an audio jack. The only additional slot is an SD card reader. Depends if you use that or not. If you are creating content, it might be useful to have that SD card slot. One less dongle to carry around. And actually the exact same weight. So it starts at 2.65 for the non-touch and 2.8 pounds for the touch. If we're comparing apples to apples, we would go with non-touch and it'd be 2.65, so slightly lighter than the MacBook Air. And in terms of upgradability, it's similarly priced as well. So to increase your RAM to 16 gigs, it would be $100. With Dell, if we were going to do that with the MacBook Air, so if we go with our 8 gigs, the i5, and 512 gigs of storage, if we wanted to upgrade to 16 gigs of RAM, it would cost us $200 with Apple, only $100 with Dell. If we wanted to go to the i7, it would be $200 with Dell, and it would be $150 with Apple. So there's some trade-offs. One big area would be storage. So for a 1 terabyte increase, it's $200. For 2 terabytes, it's $600 for that upgrade. With Dell, it's $100 and $300. So if you're just looking for raw storage, Dell would definitely be the way to go. So now taking a look at a smaller system integrator with Razer, you have the Razer Blade Stealth 13-inch. So another Windows competitor to the Dell XPS 13-inch. However, with this one, you get the Core i7 10th Gen Intel processor with the Iris Plus Iris Plus graphics, very similar to the MacBook Air. However, you do have that upgraded processor, 16 gigs of memory, and a 256 gig SSD. So for all of that, same price, $12.99. So you're dropping a little bit in the storage area, but you are increasing tremendously in terms of memory and the processor. However, you're limited in terms of upgradability. The only real upgrade you can do is with an upgraded graphics card. So as you upgrade your graphics card, you upgrade to 512 gig SSD and the possibility for touch. However, with that, you're also increasing $200. So you would get a GTX 1650 rather than the Intel Iris Plus 512 gig SSD, but an increase in price. Again, full HD display, so it's only 1920 by 1080. So you are limited there as well, but a really clean computer. It's more gaming oriented, so you do have like RGB backlight on the keyboard. So in terms of ports, you are getting two Thunderbolt 3, one on each side, along with two Type A ports, one on each side as well, and an audio jack. So definitely more connectability with this particular computer. So depending on which ecosystem you prefer, I would of course go with the MacBook Air in that lightweight 13-inch form factor. That would be sort of my laptop of choice as of right now. And then in terms of a PC competitor, the Razer Blade Stealth has a lot going for it. In terms of price, it's a great price, but you are limiting yourself in storage capabilities. But the increase in the processor, the increase in the RAM will definitely help out a lot. So hopefully you guys like this roundup of the 13-inch MacBook Air, the XPS 13, and the Razer Blade Stealth 13. If you have any ideas for some future videos, anything you guys want to see compared, please leave those in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notified on upcoming videos, see a lot of videos similar to this, as well as PC builds, all other kind of tech content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.